What's happening? Welcome back. Today, episode 997, overcoming fear of failure and fear of success. Have you ever experienced any one of those? Fear of failure? Many people do experience, especially fear of failure, and they just won't do anything. Fear of success is basically just being afraid of getting the stuff that you want, which is kind of wild. Today, I'm going to share with you which one of those has been my kryptonite in this journey of um, working through Account for Your Life. So let's jump right in. I was driving back from the gym this morning, just kind of like thinking about things, thinking about coming on the podcast, thinking about what I was going to share today, and just thinking about the way forward. And then I remembered I had not responded to something in a group chat, with some of my closest friends. And I said, "Oh my goodness, I didn't respond. Like, got this new book and some people bought it and they bigged me up and they gave me some shout outs and I forgot to respond. Now I responded to one of the posts, but I didn't respond to the one inside the actual group. So I go to the group and I'm actually driving. I'm like, oh, I can't finish this until I get home. So I get home and then I write this message into the group, just thanking everybody for their support, in purchasing the book, Living Life on the Next Level. And acknowledging something that up until that point I hadn't thought about. And maybe it's pointed because 1,000 episodes, isn't that a lot? Like that seems like a lot. Not that it is, but it seems like a lot. Most people would not even do 100 episodes. So to get down the path of completing 1,000 episodes, that says something. That's what that says, is that I did not fear failure. I was not afraid of that, meaning I was not afraid of the outcome of something of failing at this thing, because I'm okay with that. I'm okay with going for it. So when I looked at it, I says, wow, it's interesting how in my personality, I have one of these personalities. I don't know about you. What kind of personality do you have? What types of things do you gravitate to? What types of things come easy to you? And for me, when I find something that works for me, I can do it over and over and over and I won't stop. Like it doesn't, I don't want to stop. I don't want nobody to tell me another way. I just want to keep doing it that way. Why is that? Because sometimes that's bad. On the other side, it's, when you find something that works, you kind of keep going with it, because what'll happen is you will adjust it over time. Just like I've adjusted how I've done the podcast, I've adjusted how I've spoken on the podcast, I've adjusted the topics of the podcast, I've adjusted just about everything. I'm not going to say everything, most things with the delivery of the podcast. Talk about more things that I have to address. And so I said, wow, I don't have the fear of failure. Like I will go for it. I will do stuff that's hard. I will spend a lot of money on stuff. I will spend a lot of money on coaching. Like I don't have any problem spending 10, 20, 30,000 on coaching. One day, maybe 100,000 on one coaching program, or 200 or 300 or 1,000,000. Who knows? I don't have a problem with it. Why? Because I don't have a fear of failure. I'm not afraid to I'm not afraid to go for it. So if that's you, let me know in the chat. Do you have a fear of failure, or did you have a fear of failure? Were you ever afraid of failing at something so you didn't do it? As I was typing a message into the group chat, what I shared was, I says, wow, my kryptonite on the road of my life has been fear of success. That's as I think about it, I'm like, what? How could I be afraid of being successful? Like, think about it. How could you be afraid of being successful when success is just getting the reality that you ultimately desire? Getting the reality that's what you've been thinking about and dreaming about for a long time. And then to say, I'm afraid of getting it. I think back to a conversation that I had with my friend Chuck back in our network marketing days. I shared part of the story in the book, and this is like in 2015. Chuck called me up, and Chuck is, hey man, we got this new opportunity, man, and I think this is going to be good for us. I'm listening to this now. I wasn't necessarily interested, but then he said something that was key. He says, Jay, man, we don't get to focus on health, man. This company really, really, really is serious about health. I was like, well, let's go. I'm ready. And in this conversation that we were having, maybe 6 months later, what we were talking about is success, what success would look like. Now, I didn't catch it. I didn't catch it back then. This was probably, what year was that? 2015, 2016, in that time frame. And we were talking about, wow, when we become successful or when we are doing this thing, we'll have to do this. It was, wow, Jay, well, if we're doing this and, we're doing these presentations, we're probably going to have, because we had a strategy to go into churches and to do these seminars. Then what he said, well, one of us may wind up having to speak and like do sermons and stuff. And it was like, we both looked at each other like, we ain't doing that. What are you talking about? But we were like, one of us would have to do it. And not more than a week later, my pastor at the time, oh my goodness, I love Joseph Hutchison, man. He inspired me. He inspired me to want to do stuff like this, because what he said was so powerful. He says, Jay Moore, he says, when are you going to preach your first sermon? I can see that you got one in you. You got at least one in there. And I looked at him. I said, you see that? He says, absolutely. You got one. Come on, man. When? He's like getting me to give him a date. I said, hold your horses, bro. Hold up. I'm not sure if I'm ready yet. Now, I accepted it. I wound up going on. I did my first sermon, The War You Never Saw Coming. I talked about that a few days ago. But I never addressed the fear of being successful when you're doing something good. I never addressed it. I felt it, but I never came back to it. Remember, I don't have a fear of failure. So I'm willing to go forward and do stuff, even stuff that don't seem like I should be able to do, or things that seem hard. I'm willing to do them. But I never addressed, well, when you're doing these things on a very high level, you will be successful. You will be sought after. People will want what you have. People will be asking you to do stuff. Now that you're successful, how do you feel? Now, here's the thing. I'm probably having a therapy session right now with myself, dealing with it, because the success requires something different of me. Like with this, it requires me to be more proactive. It requires me to be more persuasive. It requires me to be more accepting to like new ideas. And it requires me to be more promoting. It requires me to sell more. And I said, I've been afraid of succeeding. Yeah, been afraid. As much as I can go for it, as much as I don't mind being seen. I don't mind people seeing me, but I don't know that I've really, up until today, I had not fully embraced what it meant for thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people to know you and to be looking at you. I think it was back in 2022. I was in California at one of the 100X conferences, and I was out on a run about 5:00 in the morning. I'm doing a run, and the Holy Spirit, I don't know, something about those early morning hours, and especially when you're out in nature, Holy Spirit says, hey man, I made you this way for a reason. You have to stand out. I made you tall so that when you come into the room, people have to see you. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be shy. And Like back when I was shy, really when I knew I was short. You wouldn't see me come into a room. Now you can't help but see me come into a room. I don't care where I go. People can't help but see me. And this is not me being, arrogant or anything. It's just that because of my stature, you have to notice me. Which means when the Holy Spirit told me, he says, hey, I made you this way so that you could be seen. Don't shy away from that. Embrace that. Embrace the success that we've already put in you. Listen, all you have to do is show up and be you. Now, in the group chat that I was telling you about a couple of seconds ago, I sent a message to my friends and I let them know. I let them know of this. I told them, hey guys, just want you to know that this is what I've been dealing with. I didn't realize. And as of today, I'm going to make a declaration, one that I've never made before. Some years ago, my son Jared was complaining about going to a new school, and we came up with a declaration. And the declaration is this: I will do what's best for me, even though it feels like pain. And then I added something to it just this morning. I will do what's best for me, even though it feels like pain, and even if I'm successful beyond my wildest dreams. So now I can endure the pain. I have been enduring the pain of success, but I had not endured the reality, or I had not endured that the dream would come to reality, and I had not accepted it. So today I accept, as of today, I will do what's best for me, even though it feels like pain. And even if I'm wildly successful, even if I'm successful in reality, even if people got to see me, even if I'm asked to speak on stages where thousands and thousands of people are there, even if, no more playing small, guys. See, account for your life. As broad as that statement is, it touches on the mental side. It touches on the spiritual side. It touches on the physical health side and then the interior health side. It touches on the financial side. It touches on the relationship side and business. It touches on all these aspects of life. And while it's touching on all the aspects of life, there's one thing. There's one thing that makes it all possible. One. Now, here's the easy one. Yield your whole life over to God, the Creator. That's the easy one. I'm going to take it a step further because, look, at the end of the day, that comes without saying. That comes without saying. To account for your life in all of these areas, and to allow all these areas to grow. One thing. Want to know what it is? Dang, it could be more than one. But it's one thing. It's change. That's what it is, right? It's change. Change is the principle. Now, inside the principle, there's doings. Change is the principle. And what changes realizing that, hey, there's a part of my life that is not working, or it's not working according to my plans. And if it's not working according to my plans, that means a change has to happen. See, we have to, it's kind of like our minds have to always be scanning to figure out, hey, is it working? Is everything working right? So that it can pinpoint with accuracy that, oops, I found you. I found you, fear of success. See, I would have never found fear of success without the fact that Account for your life is what I have to do. And then change is what I have to use in order to discover and figure out what areas need to change. Like it's weird because I go to the gym. I have a problem area. And I have the one of my problem area that I have pain in almost every day is my knee. But here's the thing: I have to do things because I know that okay, it's my knee. Oh man, I gotta like that's core work. I have to do stuff in my core. I have to do stuff that helps to strengthen my calves and my ankles. And like everywhere, I have to strengthen. I have to get strong. Now, here's the thing. When you have pain, pain is an indication that you have to change something. See, if we don't have any pain in our life, if there's no pain, could that be good? It could be. Or it could be that we're living below our potential. So, change being the principle, right? And then consistency is what gets you to where you figure out how to fix the change. You don't fix it. You probably won't change something overnight. That means you have to get consistent. These things I've mastered. I've mastered them. I remember a few years ago, I put something up on Facebook and I was like, man, something to this consistency. And I know that that's the thing that I'm probably the best at, being consistent with life stuff. Not I can't tell you I'm consistent in everything because it's not possible for me to be that way. Most of the time, people that are successful, they're successful in an area. They may not be successful in everything because they don't want to be. It's not, you don't want to be. I just want to be successful. I want to be successful. I want to be successful with my mind, my body, my spirit, my soul, and let those things dictate how I'm successful on the outside in my business and my family and so forth and so on. See, overcoming fear of failure and success is first pinpointing, like, which one is it? Is it one or is it both? When you pinpoint, you have to absolutely pinpoint it and figure out, you got to really see. You just can't say, I have fear of failure. You got to find an instance that shows you have had fear of failure. If you have fear of success, you have to find an instance that shows you the truth about that fear of success. I found it, and it was being known. Like, here it is. I'm on a platform. I'm on video. I'm on audio. I'm in front every single day, but yet I had not made sure that more people saw me. No, I hadn't. The more people see you, you just open yourself up to more. You open yourself up to more. It means that somebody may disagree. I disagree with that. Great. You don't need to agree with me. This is what I'm doing. So you don't have to, but you got to be open to that. So it's pinpointing which one it is, or even both. Once it's pinpointing, look, what I did was create a declaration. I created a declaration, a mindset that I must live by. Like, I would do what's best for me, even though it feels like pain is a mindset that I've been living by. So when the pain came, I pushed through. Now it's I'm going to push through the pain, and I'm going to push through for the success, because listen, even if it feels like pain, and even if I become super successful, like even better, even when my dreams are a reality, I will do what's best for me, even when my dreams are a reality, even as I move towards my dreams, even as I move towards the things that I want, even as I move in the direction of my God-given purposes, even as I become the person that God's created me to be, even when I live out the experiences that I know that I should be living, even if and even when, I will do what's best for me. See, overcoming fear, it's a process, but it's an awareness. We got to first become aware of the fear. And then once we are aware of the fear, And we realize, okay, I have fear of failure. Why is that? Pinpoint it. Oh, let me change. Oh, let me get consistent. Oh, let me say something to myself every day that keeps me in line with what I actually want. Let me do that. And as we do that, guys, can you account for your life? Absolutely, yes. Can you account for your business? Absolutely. Can you account for your family and your relationships? Absolutely. Your career, your finances, your homes, your influence. Can you account for your life? That's why we're here. We're here for that. And that's what God has given us. And I'm super excited that one, overcoming fear of failure and success or success, fear of failure and fear of success is an absolute reality. It's a reality that it's no longer something that can keep you or me bound. Today is the day, and today we move forward closer to this 1000th episode, which is only a few days away. Keep with us and stay with us. Be sure to check out the resources, especially get the books. You've got Living Life on the Next Level, which is in the description, and also Next Level Faith. You can get both of those books on Amazon. Check them out. Read those books. Get the underlying principles that are in the books so that you can account for your life and become the person that you know you are, so you can live the experience, be the person that God created you to be. Guys, I want to thank you for joining me for another episode. God bless you. I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.